Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am scrapbooking this photo of these delicious Mike's Pastry lobster rolls. My husband actually had these flown in for my birthday. And oh my goodness, they're just the most delicious thing in the world. Anyway, we are going to be scrapbooking with my Love from Lizi card kit for the month. So let's see what I can do. Wow, looking at these photos really makes me want to have some of these lobster rolls. Man, those suckers are good. So I'm flipping through the little 6x8 pack that came with the kit, and I think that I'm going to be using this saying that says, people who love to eat are the best people, or whatever that said. I ultimately don't go with that. I had two pictures of the Mike's pastries. And at first I was only going to use one photo, but I ultimately decided to use both of them. I'm just trying to look at the papers that I have in my card kit here and figure out what I want to do. Now, I had an idea come to me while I was looking at that tag paper, but I do not want to use the tag paper for what I'm doing, so we'll do that another time. I have this khaki sheet of cardstock and then this beautiful tone-on-tone kind of tealy green color. Makes me happy. I am going to fussy cut the apron out of the 6x8 paper. So this collection kit is by Simple Stories. I don't know the name on it. When we get products from Love from Lizi, they're not branded, but I know that it's Simple Stories. I can tell by the style. I'm not really sure what it's called, but it definitely is a line that you can use for writing recipes, for making a recipe book, that kind of thing. Now, you can also use it for cards. Obviously, it is a card kit. And then, of course, scrapbooking food photos is always fun. I mean, everybody and their brother takes food photos and posts them on Instagram, so it's not really a stretch to think that you're going to scrapbook your food photos, right? Well, at least that is what I think. Now, I'm going to sit here and try to figure out how I want to layer the apron over top of the pastries. Not that this apron has really anything to do with the pastries, but I thought it was cute, and cute is good in my scrapbook pages, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and pull out that second Mike's Pastry photo. I was trying to figure out if I just wanted a little bit of the green showing, or if I wanted to go ahead and make it, like a more prominent feature. Now, I was trying to figure out which of these squares I would be most likely to use. And then it's just a matter of trimming them off so that I still have more of that paper left. So it's kind of like gutting a paper, except, there's just a big old square of it left. So I'm using the grid mat on my desk here just to go ahead and line up the papers. Now, I wanted to make sure that the teal around the edge of my khaki paper was even. I didn't want it to have, I didn't want it to be wonky. I've done the wonky layers in the past. You guys have seen it on the channel, and it is something I enjoy doing. But in this case, I did not want the wonky layers. I wanted it to be square. So I did my thing and put washi tape on the back just so I can protect the layout. And then I'm going to go ahead and use this trimmer to trim off the edges. No, I have not given up on my Tonic Guillotine trimmer. It is my favorite trimmer. However, what you guys can't see is I have horrendous piles of stuff everywhere right now. It's on the floor, it's on the left of my desk, it's on top of my trimmer, which is to the right of my desk. It's above the pink mat. Like, it's just a holy hot mess right now, you guys. And I need to take the time to clean it up. I really do. But the piles are there right now. I'm utterly ashamed of how I'm scrapbooking, because usually I am one that kind of puts things away in between each project. Maybe not everything, but most of the stuff gets put away. But this, whoa, I mean, whoa. Now I am going to take these red peel-offs and I just go ahead and line the khaki cardstock so that there is just a little something between the teal and the khaki cardstock. And the teal and the red is totally reminding me of like the 1950s. So there is that. Now I'm just going to go ahead and flip through the 6x8 paper pad again. I'm going to use these recipe cards as photo mats, and I'm doing that because I have a recipe book and I write on plain 4x6 lined cards. I don't do any fancy recipe cards with it. It's not my thing, okay? I do plan on decorating like the divider pages and making that pretty, but I want my recipe book to function like a recipe book. I don't want it to look so gorgeous that people are going to be afraid to use it. Do you know what I'm talking about? So anyway, I am trimming down these 4x6 photos to 3 3/4 by 5 3/4, and it's not really taking off anything important out of the photo. You're not missing anything. That 1/4 inch slice of photo is not important in the big picture. Now, if it was epically important and the photos were, magnificent photos that I just wanted every single teeny tiny little detail in my album, then that would be a different story and I wouldn't cut them down. I would find a different solution for a photo mat. But like I said, I am documenting some pastries that I got for my 40th birthday. And while I do love these pastries, they are not so important that I can't trim down the daggone photo. It's just the way it is. So I am going to layer up this little floral bit behind my photos here. And then I actually fussy cut out the top of this recipe card. It is kind of like a scalloped banner, not a scalloped banner, a scalloped border piece. And my original thought was to tuck it in between the teal paper and the khaki paper. And ultimately, I don't do that, but I do save the cut apart piece just because it's still valuable. Like the little fussy cut area is still, great. So now I am going to put this over here. I am using it upside down because I am going to journal on it. And see, this is where I was thinking I should put it over there, but Now I'm going through the die cuts that came in the kit as well, and I'm not exactly sure which ones I'm going to use, so I'm just trying out a couple to see if, anything's calling to me. Now, I really like some of these die cuts. I think they are gorgeous, and I cannot wait to use them, especially to document some Christmas baking. I think that will be super fun. So I grabbed this little banner piece that says, "Life is short, eat dessert first," and I tuck that kind of underneath the photo and above the photo. And then I pull out the teal and the red hearts, and I'm just going to make sure that they overlap and are cute and are going to be over here on top of this big expanse of white space. I just felt like it needed to be decorated a little bit more. At this point, I'm thinking that my title is going to fill in that blank space at the bottom. Now, I was thinking about adding in some of those word die cuts, but honestly, I'm really not a fan of word die cuts to begin with. If they have a white border around them, they're just not my favorite. Not that I don't use them and not that I won't use them, but it's not my first choice. Okay. And especially not my first choice on a khaki background. So now I'm going to go to the 12x12 sticker sheet, and I'm pulling off some tabs, and I'm going to build up a little cluster around here at my hearts. And I do futz around with this probably way longer than I should have. I'm like, get it together, girl. It is 3 little tabs you were trying to put up, and you are just a hot mess of a tab person right now. Now, I am a fan of tabs. I definitely enjoy them. They are one of the things I especially like. There are tabs on here for a recipe book, like it says main dishes and side dishes and dessert and whatever other words are on there. Probably won't use them in the recipe book because, you know, we just explained all that. But I think that they could be used definitely on pages. And like I said about the die cuts, there are definitely some stickers on here that I am super excited to use. Now, I was thinking about bringing in that cake just to represent that this was a birthday. But I decided not to do that. It wasn't feeling right. It felt forced. And you know, most of the time I can kind of justify whatever I'm putting on my layout because it makes sense in my mind. And even though putting a cake on this layout about a pastry, because you know it's all baked goods and it was a birthday and all that, it makes sense and I can totally justify it. It didn't feel right. And I think a lot of the times when we're scrapbooking, we're so busy on the rules or trying to make sense of it that we forget what it feels like. Does that make sense? I just want to encourage you, if it doesn't feel right, then do something else. It doesn't matter if you're following a design principle. Screw the design principle. Just do what makes you happy in your scrapbooking. Now, those red letter stickers that says all mine or that say all mine, grammar, you know what, guys, honestly, I don't really give a lick about grammar when I'm talking about scrapbooking. I'm not really thinking what word should go where and what order, and we're not thinking about verbs and adverbs and all that kind of good stuff. So I promise I'm not a dummy, but my brain engages before, no, my mouth engages before my brain does. 98% of the time. So those red, I lost my place. I think I was talking about those red letter stickers, right? Those red letter stickers are from Chamel's Field Trip collection. And I thought that they were great because really there's just a couple pops of red and then the letter stickers just bam, in your face. This is what it's all about. And it's true. The lobster pastries were all mine, except for this tiny little bit I gave to Lana. I sat over in my chair in the living room and read and ate lobster pastries all weekend for my birthday weekend, and it was glorious. Let me tell you, it was glorious. And then I just used some jelly bean soup, little square letters that says these are all mine, or these are all mine. And then I write in here with the pen something about, well, it is my birthday after all. So there we go. I'm going to just write in the date right underneath of that little flower bit. And then I do add in some enamel dots after I turn off the camera. And that is going to do it, guys. Thank you much. Thank you much. Yeah, thank you much. I'll see you guys again real soon for another video.